This is a little watercolor, and it's on the Diamond A Ranch, which is the largest ranch in Arizona, 10,000 mother head. And a lot of the ranches that I do are in northern Arizona. And of course, this guy here is my cousin who works out there and currently works there. But I go to that ranch quite a little bit and portray it. Actually, it's one of my favorite ranches to portray. Like I said, it's a watercolor medium, which I do a little different than most traditional watercolor style. A lot of it is more of the wet on wet, and I'm more of a tight, dry painter. But anyways, I use that medium also to paint my western scenes. The little place, the picture is called Waiting on the Boss, and the reason why is the two younger cowboys are waiting. Sometimes they'll have a herd of 1,000 head just coming in, and they'll have them at the catch pen, and then they're going to process them. So they're waiting for the wagon boss to come and tell them what they want to do. I'm going to go over to this little painting or graphite pencil here. It's of a Jimmy Smith, and it's been used on cover of the Arizona Cowpunchers magazine. And again, it's on the Diamond A's, and he's been out there for quite a while. This ranch has it's like I said, it has 10,000 mother head, but it also has 399 miles of pipeline that supply all the water to the whole ranch. I'll go over to this one, which is an oil, and I've ordered several different samples from the watercolor to oil, graphite. But this is down by Wikia at the Wagon Bows Ranch, who Scott Derringer owns now, and Scott came from here. He owned a saddle shop, and he was a saddle maker, and bought this ranch. It's some of the roughest country I've ever been in. This is my brother in the back and Pete Kreiner, and we have cattle down there too. But actually, we were looking for some lost cattle, and the country, like I said, is so rough. You sometimes have to gunny sack the legs of the horse because the hills are so steep, and there's a lot of wild cattle in there. But it's one that I go to quite regularly too. This one, again on the Diamond A's. This is my uncle, who is the cow boss at Diamond A Ranch, and that's near Sligman. It goes from Williams to Sligman north to the Grand Canyon, and then halfway down to Kingman. So it's huge. And it used to be bigger, and way back when, it wouldn't be uncommon to see 10,000 bulls being herded to the railroad to be put on the trains and shipped to California. Now they're down to just a total of 10,000, the mother cows. And again, like I said, I have been out there so many times, and I actually relate with them very much. Their church is out there where they live, the countryside. And so many cowboys say, well, I couldn't get to church, but I believe in all this stuff, so I wanted to bring that to the public on what they felt. And this is an actual scene that happened. When I worked off the cowboy off of a photograph, and it's got quite a story behind it. These cows did jump in the tank, and I photographed it, and when I got the film developed, the tank was shaped like palms of hands. And I was like, well, you can't get more of a sign than that. And so I created it. It's been quite a popular piece. And the cowboys really appreciated it because it really expressed a lot on how they felt. Another spiritual piece that I have is the doves over there. And I'll go over there. And I'm going to be doing a line of these. It's also to devote the gift that I received to give back to God Himself. because it is a gift that I received. But another story. Everything of mine has a story. These doves, when I started this picture, and this is called Cowboy Serenity, these two doves appeared. And we don't get doves up where we're at because they usually stay where the creeks are. And the whole time I was working on this picture, these doves stayed. And then I went down to Kingman and was working in my studio down there. And guess what? Two doves appeared, and they stayed until this picture was complete. Well, to this day, those two doves are still there. And I'm like, well, I get a sign with each piece that I do. So, again, this one's more the heavenly. This is called, He Gives Me Strength and Comfort. So I've got two pieces, and there's, like I said, going to be 12 that come along. This piece here, I'll hold it up, is of our actual working ranch, which is located in Coyote Springs. We only run about 200 head there. And this is my aunt. So a lot of the people, I portrayed her because a lot of women do a lot of ranch work that it's a very masculine field and a lot of portrayal of the men. So I wanted to do some of the women because, I mean, they ride and rope and brand and flank and cook. And so it was kind of a dedication. This is in our horse pasture, our family ranch. But the women are, I call it keystone to ranching because they raise the kids on down to doing all the things that are into managing also. And so they're very important. And like I said, this is on our ranch and my aunt. That's good. Near Prescott Camp Wood, along with SB Ranch and whatnot. It's big, and some of the camps are very primitive there. Old little two-room lime shacks. A lot of history. Old graves from old cowboys from the 1800s that were just buried out onto the ranch. Matter of fact, when I worked there, this cow boss, Cisco Scott, who's roping the cow, it's called the First Day's Catch, found an old rifle that was over 100 years old, just laying out there. And just so many neat things. It really, to me, this really is God's country, just amazing. One of the most beautiful ranches I've seen, and again, I do all northern Arizona. Another ranch that I've covered is SB's, which is between Prescott and Wikia. And they run about 2,000 head. And a lot of times, me and my brother during the drought, we'd have to push the cows all by ourselves from tank to tank because there was no water. So I actually go out and I do the work too. A lot of our own with our family ranch.